Hi, welcome to Spanish 101, and today we're going to be talking about expressing likes and dislikes, but more specifically, we're going to clarify something as well as giving some emphasis. So at the end of this video, you're going to understand the principle of redundancy in the Spanish language, specifically talking about expressing likes and dislikes, and how we can practice that. Okay, so as we talked about this on our previous video, and sorry for the mistake, it's not direct, it should be indirect. But we talked about the issue that when talking about the third person, singular or plural, there are some conflicts. And the reason is because le, the indirect object pronoun le, can be referred to you formal singular, which is usted, or it could also be used to refer to him or to her or to it. So as you can see, le can mean several things. The same with les. Les can be used for usted, the you formal plural, and also for them masculine and for them feminine. So how do we know this, or how can we help others to understand what we're saying? The important thing, and this is what I was referring to, le, it's used for to you or for you or usted, to her, for her, to him, for him. The same with les, can also refer to these different ones. And the way we're going to fix that, and here is kind of like a description. If you hear someone say, le gusta viajar, as a Spanish speaker or as a Spanish learner, you might be wondering who is he referring to? Is he referring to to you or for you formal, or to her or for her, to him or for him? So are you talking about a her? Are you talking about a she or a he or an it, or what's happening? The same with the plural, les gusta viajar. So we might be wondering which one of these is the person referring to. So it's kind of a difficult guess, right? So you kind of want to get more specific details about that. Let me get my marker. Okay, but here's how do we fix this problem? And then the simple answer is by adding a preposition a and the pronoun or also a noun or a name before. So this is how it's going to look. Le gusta viajar. So if we're talking about a girl that likes to travel, we are going to add our a pronoun, our a preposition, sorry, and then a pronoun. A ella le gusta viajar. So notice how we are kind of like getting rid of that confusion of who are we talking about. I mean, if you're talking about a girl, it kind of makes sense that you're referring to a girl. But if you're talking to someone, and if you're using this pronoun, you still want to be specific. You still want to be redundant. And like we said in Spanish, that's totally fine. And this actually adds more meaning to what you're trying to say. A ella le gusta viajar. It adds emphasis. It adds a more detailed description of who you're talking about. Okay, so now here, les gusta viajar. So we're talking about them, and we're going to use the masculine because we have a male in the group. A ellos les gusta viajar. So notice we have our preposition and then a pronoun. So we know for sure what are we talking about. So that's the most effective, and that's basically the only way we can fix this problem or confusion on what are we talking about. So it is important for you to get that structure correct. Always add an a, and then whatever pronoun you're talking about. But this could also be used for yourself or for someone. For example, a mí me gusta viajar. This is totally okay and it's correct. I know that it's some sort of redundancy because we are already talking about yourself, and then if you add this, it kind of makes it redundant, but in Spanish that's totally fine. And it actually adds more emphasis to it, which is good. Sometimes you want to be more emphatic about some things. So this is totally fine. A ti te gusta viajar. A ti te gusta viajar. So traveling is pleasing to you, and that's what we're basically saying. And again, we have this construction, preposition a plus pronoun, and then the indirect object pronoun. And again, it might seem redundant, but in Spanish it's totally okay. So the best thing you can do is always add a preposition a plus a pronoun when you talk about the third person to make that differentiation. A ella or a él or a usted le gusta viajar. Okay? So that's how this is useful, and this is going to be super important for you to master. Okay? So I hope that this was clear enough for you to know what to do when we have that conflict, when we are talking about a third person or a third person plural. This is going to help you. And like I said, redundancy and making emphatic remarks about who is being pleased by something else, it's okay in Spanish. It's totally fine. And in English it might seem not necessary, but in Spanish it is. It is super important. So I hope this video was useful for you to know how this works, and thank you for watching.